Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day one of Kitchen Whimsy. And today's segment is going to be on, is your kitchen a happy place? I don't know about you guys, but for me, I did not come into cooking naturally. I sort of learned on the job, if you will, after 35 years training horses. When I turned the corner and then became a personal chef, I had to learn as I went, but it's been a great journey, and I really think that I've learned some incredible skill sets because of that. And I want to share some of those with you today, because I think sometimes we get a little bit discouraged about cooking, or let's say maybe being motivated to do it because maybe our kitchen isn't a fun place to be in. And so what I want to talk to today is what I learned about when I was a personal chef is the first 9 years I cooked in my clients' homes. So I brought everything with me. Of course, the food, the groceries and the packing things and all of that, but I brought everything. I did not even use a salt and pepper in their home. And so I would cook everything, prepare it, package it, freeze it, clean up, and leave. So consequently, I had to learn to be really efficient with what I carried with me. Otherwise, it would be so laborious. And I had it very, very streamlined. And I learned to really have tools that either had dual purpose, were really a big bang for their buck as far as what they did and their size and such, and how often I used them. And so today I want to talk about those things, and also maybe some ideas for setting up your kitchen for workflow. So let's get started, and I'm going to go through this, and just so you don't have to worry about taking notes, is that I am actually going to provide in the files a list of these different tools and actual links to where you can go get them easily if you want to. So let me go through them and we'll go from there. Okay, for those of you maybe that have a huge butcher block of knives on your counter, if you use all of them, good on you, and then go ahead and warrant keeping that. If you don't, let's pare down. Here's what I've learned, and another personal chef taught me this. I use 3 knives. I've got my chef knife. This is a Santuco with the blunt nose, okay? A serrated knife, great for bread, great for tomatoes. My husband does have a specific one for tomatoes, and I do like that too, but I don't necessarily cross the kitchen to go get that from his drawer. And then a paring knife. This so happens to be a little ceramic one, and yes, the tip is broken off, but it still works great. So from the knife standpoint, those are my 3 go-tos and all I really need, okay? So the next item, and I'm telling you, I love these. You can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond. I did put a link if you wanted to order them from Amazon. And these Titan peelers are fantastic. One thing that's nice is this is a regular peeler, and it works going back and forth both ways on the vegetable, like a potato or a carrot. And then this one actually has little teeth in it that then will julienne and make, you know, zoodles, okay, where you don't need that big fancy spiralizer that's sitting in your cabinet that you don't use because it's a pain in the neck to clean, right? Give that away and get yourself one of these. Works beautifully for all vegetables. You can do this with carrots and then have nice little shreds. Really, really good for zucchini, and it's fantastic. Okay, the other tools that I use, I love these, and I know there's a ton of different kinds. You can obviously, all of these things you can find on the internet on your own, but in the list, it makes it easy if you want to just go there to save yourself some time. These are silicone muffin cups. These are your standard muffin size, and these are your large ones. And I use and make meatloaf muffins in these. Some of you maybe have seen some of my posts where I posted meatloaf in these. They're great. Number one, they're a portion control, and then it's easy then for my presentation for my clients. What I usually do before I package is I will cool, slice them, and then, you know, put them in the container with the side dish or whatever. But they also, I just wrap them whole and freeze them that way too. Okay, so those are, that's that. This is such a good machine. I know that you probably all have blenders, and those are great too, but I'm telling you, they're harder to clean. This, in fact, I did a comparison to the Cuisinart and the KitchenAid in my Better Lifestyle Solutions website in the blog post. It was one of my earlier blogs. blog posts, and I compared them because the Cuisinart died and I discovered why from the construction standpoint. But what's nice is this comes off, it's easy, it's 2 speeds, very, very powerful. And when I do a recipe on our day 3, I will show you how I use this to make one of the recipes. Okay, I have also, I keep on hand, this is just a little coffee grinder. And I use this a lot for grinding up, let's say gluten-free crackers that I'm going to use for a crust on fish or chicken. Also, it's great for making very fine powdered nuts. I've also pulverized like oatmeal that I've wanted to use then as something like in a meatloaf for somebody that's gluten-free. So it's really it's good, it's a good little unit to have around. Okay, one of my favorites, and you'll get to see this in action too on day 3. This is called the Chef and Chop. And this is 3 pieces, okay? It's the lid, your blade, and the container. And what is neat is this, when the top is on, you pull this and then you pull and it spins that blade and it works fantastic. I mean, I've done, I can put in big chunks of celery in here and zhuzh, 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 and it makes nice little tiny fine things because I have meatloafs that I use that, and I make an Asian meatloaf that uses carrots and celery in it. Brilliant, works really well. Okay, another thing that's really important to have is a meat thermometer, okay, because you have to be food safe as far as temperature. And if you're cooking a chicken breast or chicken, I'm gonna use that as an example, and it's not up to 165 degrees, it's not really considered food safe. So safety first. So what's nice about this one is listen, it has a little voice, and then it actually has the temperature, and then beef, pork, and poultry with what it should be. But it works great. It's real easy to clean. Has a little cap that keeps the little point from sticking you. But this is great. And any kind of meat thermometer, I love this one because it's real easy to read and works great. Okay, so this is just a little thing, but I thought I would show you, this is an OXO. They're so popular. They have them at Bed Bath & Beyond and everything. But this is a 4 tablespoon in 1 tablespoon increments in here. That is real easy to see. If you're doing a lot of liquid things, like I have some marinades that I make, it's, 2 tablespoons of sherry and 2 tablespoons of, soy sauce or whatever. And then you just pour it all in this cup and then put it in your mix. Okay, these are another big favorite of mine. I'm sure all of you out there that bake use these, I'm sure, for cookies. These are basically, I think they call them cookie scoops. I don't use the little one a lot. When I make my little mini bite-sized protein muffins, I use the mini because I make them into the little mini cupcake muffin tins. But I use this size, which is a regular, like small meatloaf size, and then this size for a little bit bigger meatballs. This is just great, time saver, and everything comes out, even. It works great. And then, of course, a little mini food processor. I've got a big food processor, but I don't use it all that much. I do use it when I make mashed sweet potatoes. I will put the roasted sweet potatoes in that, and then with coconut oil, and then put it in the big Cuisinart. But this little guy is perfect for all kinds of little chores where you don't need to get the big machine out, and it's real easy to clean. Just one blade and the bowl. Another handy thing, guys, is these cutting boards. That not that it isn't nice to have a nice butcher block board and everything, but you can use one of these on top. And what's nice about these color coding is that you really should try and use your cutting board specifically for certain foods. Like the yellow would be chicken, the blue would be fish, the red would be for red meat, and the green would be for your vegetables. And that's great. They wash beautifully in the dishwasher, and they're just very, very simple and easy to use. So I'd really highly recommend maybe having something like this if you don't. Okay, so now what I want to talk. Oh, one more thing. It's over here, but I will lift it and show. This is something that I know a lot of you are afraid of it. It's the Instant Pot, and I am going to probably do a series on Instant Pot recipes I know that some friends of mine, we've been trying to think about having a in-person group, and maybe at some point we'll be able to do that. But the Instant Pot, this works beautifully. I use it for rice, stews, and all that, and that will be a whole nother segment on another series. But I really think I get a lot of use out of my pressure cooker. You might not. It's, you know, entirely up to you, but for me, it's an essential tool. So the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about is thinking about your kitchen workspace. Now, I know that you're in this video, you can see that I got some counter space over there, and that's where we have our coffee pot, and our dishes and stuff are in those cabinets over there. And then over here is my stove with counter space on each side, and then of course a little bit of counter space on each side of the sink, which is right underneath the camera. But what if I didn't have this island? This kitchen would be entirely inefficient because I don't have really enough workspace over here to really do a lot of great things. I mean, I use it, but having this island has been a lifesaver. Number one is I can kind of say I've got this drawer, I've got things that are in here. And again, I did a whole blog post on this island on my website too. I was so excited after I finally found the answer, and I actually give a tour of it. I show what I did with the baskets, the pull-out baskets with my prep bowls and that sort of thing. So that might be kind of fun if you're looking at maybe kind of spiffing up your kitchen a little bit, and an island would work. That might be worth taking a look at. So anyway, so that's another thing. And then also, if you're going to do a little reorganizing, don't get overwhelmed with trying to do it all in one day. Say maybe you're going to take a set of drawers or whatever and go through and get rid of the things that you're not using. That, I think, is where it can get, you know, frustrating. You're filing around looking for stuff and moving stuff out of the way. Try to trim it down to things that you like and that you use. Things that are broken, dispose of, because even giving it away isn't going to be good. But things you're not using, why don't you give it to somebody who might be able to use them? So I think that's really what I wanted to share. It's just some of my favorite tools, and I'm going to show some of these. I'm going to share how I use some of them. You'll see that on the day that I cook. And but I want you to start thinking now, what is it? And this is your challenge for today. I want you to think about what is it you're going to let go of, and what is it either let go of or something that you're going to incorporate into your kitchen repertoire to make things maybe a little more joyful, a little bit more efficient, and so you can have more fun in the kitchen. So, okay, this has been great. That's your challenge. And don't forget, I am giving a giveaway at the end of the 4 days for those of you that do participate by making comments on what you are going to do after each live. Okay, so great to see you. All of you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and look forward to day 2 of Kitchen Whimsy. And it's going to be we're going to be talking about the pantry, and it's just not your standard provisions. So, okay, see you all later, and remember, be better, do better, live better. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.